Math 3 Transformations and Inverses project. So here's just a quick rundown of what you need to do. I'm not going to do it for you or give you an example, but just kind of talk about some things. So first thing to do is to start with an x and a y table. Now, we've got lots of types of functions. You can do linear, quadratic, cubic, square root, cube root, absolute value, a lot of those that we've dealt with. You could even do an exponential or a logarithmic. Okay, so create a table of values for whatever function you want. Give me what your function is named. Okay, the equation, and draw a graph on it. Then what you're going to do is, using that function you made, okay, you are going to do some transformations. So it's very important that we remember what the different transformations we have. Okay, so remember, when it's outside the parentheses, adding or subtracting, that's our k. That shifts it up or down. So that's going to affect the y values. So tell me what the transformation is doing, show me how it affects the table, and then draw the graph. Okay. Alright, now 3, notice it's on the inside, so that was the h. The h is right or left. Okay, so that's going to affect our x values. Tell me what it is, show me how it affects the x, and show me on the graph. Okay, and number 4, now we've got a multiply outside. Okay, so remember that a deals with the vertical and horizontal shifts, or stretches, not shifts. So is it pulling it out wider, pulling it up tighter? And remember, if it's negative, it reflects it over the x-axis. Okay, so what is happening here? Describe it for me. Show me on the table how it's affecting it, and on the graph. Okay, same with this one. Now remember, when it's on the inside, it reflects over the y-axis. So how does it affect our table? Describe it for me, and then draw the graph for me. Okay. 2, that would be, that's a stretch, so how's it stretching it, and how's that affecting everything? Okay, now 7, they combine a few together, so now you've got to kind of think through how this is going to affect your starting table and your graph. Alright, then 8 gets really crazy, and you can see we have 1, 2, 3, so we're affecting everything, aren't we? Every single one of those transformations. And on 9, what they want you to do is the same thing. They want you to do at least 3 transformations. So show me an A that changes it, an H, and a K. Okay, but you'll obviously write numbers in here instead. And then tell us, how does that change all of the pieces? How does that transformation change everything? Okay, then finally what you're going to do is going to take your original function and create its inverse. Remember, the inverses are just swapping the x and the y values. So write a table, draw a graph. Okay, remember on the graph it's reflecting it over that y equals x line. Okay, then the final thing you're going to do is tell me if it's a function. So remember, in order to be a function, there needs to be 3 things. You have to have 2 groups. You should, an x and a y. Okay, there has to be a pattern. In order to do this, you pretty much should have done a pattern, so that should work too. And then finally, we need to know if it's 1-to-1, and that's the kicker. So you can check it by the vertical line test, right, to see if a function passes the vertical line test. If you make a vertical line and move it across it, will it only ever touch once? So like this blue line, function yes. This yellow line, function no, because it touches twice. Okay, so you need to check to see if it's 1-to-1. You can also check on your table by looking if every single x value only has one different y value. Okay, so with that information, that should be enough so that you know what to do and you can get this project done. It's not too bad. Check your notes if you need to. But there we go, guys.